in this fifth drush on Shar Kavanos and Tefillin. We got to a place on page Shin Samach Vav where we're just learning the words. I believe that's where we're at right now. I'm not sure. It seems to be that there was a little bit Shin Lamed Gimel. Where is Shin Lamed Gimel? Is there a note there? I don't know where we're at exactly if I don't start at the beginning of it. The Vayar Ata Inyan Sharatesha Sefiras the Rochel. Shiyar the Beboker. So this is he gives a site reference. It's in Nar Sholem on the base. Kasav Ha'omedes Behechel Kachi Kachin the Bria. So I guess according to the Sodin. So he said Babia. So it's down in the lower worlds and it's in the very top of the lower worlds. Mana Asamahem. So what happens to those 9 that are still back there? Because only the Kesser came up. Now after the Tefillah Shachar, Shemispalam Tatachtoinim, Heim Ma'alim Osam Ma'olam the Olam Achin Mispalam Bebirchos Avos. And so this is constant moving up of the lower 9 until you begin to the Birchos Avos, which is the beginning of the Shemona Esrei. Vaz Birchos Avos Atzma, so there in the Birchos Avos themselves. That's when the 9 sefirot start coming in. Ad achre zer anpin. And where do they go? They go until the backside of zer anpin. B'sham na'asis parts of rochel, and this is where the parts of a rochel is gonna be. So he said mechachma shalach l'mata, and it goes from her chachma going downwards. Parts of gomor. Ach in zer anpin. So first, she's on the face to face with him. That is, her kesser is face to face with him on his left arm. Now the other 9 come up and they're on her backside. And then after the elevation of these 9 sefirot, as choseres anekuda hakish shehi kesser the rachel. So then he says, and this time she was omedes panim bepamim zer anpin genaida of his rochas smolis on his left arm. He said v'choseres el ha'ach amischaveres imatesha sefiros atachton shaban. She goes and joins herself back up with the 9 sefirot that she had of the nisachas in the kenesim mochem biyachad, and she rebuilds herself together with them. That come to her, new mochin that come in. So the new mochin that come in for Zeranpin, they're going to come into Zeranpin from Ima, and they're going to eventually make their way over to the other side, and that was going to build up the Nukva. Then we come to the Birchos of Avos themselves. So this we see that we go panim bepanim there at that point. Which joins everything together in the 9 sefirot. We call a yud sefirah shalach b'yachad chozrim panim bepanim zer anpen v'im yav g'naides. So he says 2 zer anpen with zer anpen. In other words, they're facing zer anpen, but specifically at the place where Yaakov is located. So he says, "V'oz Yaakov omed b'kav yamin b'chesed v'netzah dezas." And then Yaakov is really from the chaz of the mata, Ozer Anpin on the right side. V'rachel omed b'kav small, and she's on the left side. Shuhu gevura v'hod sheba, which is her gevura and her hod. The shebo of Zer Anpin. So where does it go? It goes to the place where the original dot, when it was the first element that came back in the morning light, Shabbat, Tefillin Shal Yad, and it's all lined up there in the secret of the Tefillin Shal Yad, Bizra Smolei with the left ear. Excuse me, I'm having trouble with my ear right now. So Tefillin Shal Yad Bizra Smolei. V'sham he mizdavim Yaakov v'Rachel, and that's where you have now the meeting of these 2 things. We were just learning over there the Sifrei Tzniuta. Okay, you're still there. The concept of the middle line. He said v'sham he mizdavim Yaakov v'Rachel b'mechabechoka b'vur b'tzleino. Whoops. I did lose him. Okay, back again. So he said the last line, V'shamhem mizdavkim Yaakov v'Rachel b'mei ha'achol k'bavur b'tzleinu, that we've talked about, and this is that line, that middle line. So v'az b'birchas avos atzma, now you're looking at the birchas avos, choseres achar kach pam beis nekuda ahi, the nekuda comes back. Haki umuchuberes im kol ateshes sefirot, and it joins it together with the other 9. V'kol hayud sefirot shodacha b'yachad chozim panim b'panim imzaz, and now they come face to face with their anpin, being Yaakov v'kenoida, which is their anpin is like the major target, and so Yaakov is the sub target. So im Yaakov kenoida. Oz Yaakov omed b'kav yom, and then you see Yaakov on the right line, b'chesed v'netzed v'zecha v'rochel omed b'kav v'smol shchu gevura v'hod shabo. So then he says like the b'makom shechoisach on the kuda dekeser shaba b'techila kashura b'sod tefillin. This is the place where it originally was. What was the secret of the tefillin? Shal yad b'zroa smoli, so it's now in the same place. The Revusham aim is davgim Yaakov v'Rachel, and then you see the yichud taking place between Yaakov and Rachel, b'mei ha'achol during the weekdays. So he says, now don't wonder about this. Where we say first of all the nekuda was face to face with their anpin. Meis hanachas tefillin shayad. Okay, we all know that. V'sham b'bir birchas avos. Then you could solve them, but over here we write like this: Ein Rachel omeda kodem birchas avos. She doesn't stand before the birchas avos. Ela bebechinas ach ba'ach. She was always ach ba'ach. But birchas avos he choseres panim b'panim. So he says that's what happens there. So he says that's actually what happens. So if we understand this from this pasuk. So what seems to be the problem? Let me move this up 1 second. So he says ki hanakuda hi levada omeda b'panim tamid. It's only the nakuda that stands face to face. The sharatesha sefiros heim ach ba'ach, and the rest of the sefiros are back to back, berchos abos and berchos abos. So that's really basically just straighten that out. The nakuda goes to the front. It's the kasser, but the rest of the 9 are following after, but they only make it to the back. But then it makes it sound like the other 9 are still in the back, but now they come around to the front. So the kasser has always been in the front. It sounds a little bit like that. But if you look over there, it looks like it's the opposite of what's being written over here. He says, "Ki malchus omeda b'sechot nekuda ketana b'bria." So it's malchus, not keser. That's down at the nekuda ketana b'bria. V'hi levada oile b'birchot. But I think aren't we talking about the keser of malchus? So if you say it's malchus, he means the malchus of malchus. So he says, "V'hi levada oile b'birchos avos." So she by herself goes up to the birchos avos ad the keser to zer anpin ach ba'ach, and she rises all the way up to the keser zer anpin back to back. Ba'achakach na'asis parts of gam came bebechinas ach ba'ach, and then she becomes the parts of also the aspect of back to back. V'da, and all this. He called in yanech tefillin. He said, "Shal rosh v'shal yad nizboyer ba'orech gadol b'hakdamas bir idris hazinu," which we've seen, but I don't remember it. And let's go to the next part. Now, so we have 1 minute, so we could read something. Oh, tam sheni lama manicha tefillim kodem tefillah. So here's another answer. I'm not sure it was easy for me to understand. Oh, tam beis l'chanich tefillim kodem tefillah. He l'chayre choyu roy l'chanichim achar tefillah. Why? The fish achar tefillah na'asa bebechinis b'mocha b'neimim. Sheyotzech bebechinis or maki bebechinis tefillah k'nayda. Now this is a different answer than the one that we gave before. Okay, we'll come back to this tomorrow. That's the end of that shir. This is Baruch Fleischman, Tikkun, Elevator, Kolo.